exactly it. All right, yesterday we talked about the jury selection in the Ahmaud Arbery case. He's the guy who was jogging when he was shot by the father and son, who said that they were making a citizen's arrest on him because they thought he was trying to break into a house. Well, jury selection's proving to be hard because yesterday we talked about how they accidentally released Ahmaud Arbery's mental, I guess, his files to the jurors. That wasn't supposed to happen. But now you've got issues with the jurors themselves. So they asked a group of 20 jurors, raise your hand if you're impartial to the side. Only half of them raised their hands and said that they favored one side or the other. There was one guy who said, hey, I'm a Black Lives Matter supporter. I got the impression that these two were stalking Ahmaud Arbery. There was another guy who said, I think the dad was the lead dog, and he was trying to make a citizen's arrest, which was under Georgia law at the time. There's no impartiality right now with this jury that they're finding.
It's the kind of case where if you know anything about it, you're going to have a very strong opinion.
What do they do then? Do they move it? And even then, who hasn't heard about this case across the country?
No, what they do is what they're doing. They call hundreds of people for the jury pool. Some typical case, like the case where I actually was able to get on a jury, and it was some altercation at an avocado stand, and a guy may or may not have punched the avocado lady and knocked over her cart and took some avocados. I mean, it wasn't the crime of the century. The whole jury pool was like 40 people, and you winnow it down to 12 because nobody knows anything about the case, and it's not a hot button thing. So here, what you do is you have 500, 600, 700 people come as part of the jury pool. And if you call enough people, eventually one of two things will happen. You find 12 people that both sides agree on, or they run out of peremptory challenges. And then they're stuck with whoever's in the box. When they run out of the peremptory challenge, it allows them to get rid of a juror without having to say what. You can be kicked off for actual cause, like you're biased, or, that's where jury consultants come in, where they just go, I just have a bad feeling about that potential juror. Just let's get rid of them. But you only have a certain number. So at some point, like a jury pool this big, they're going to run out.
But two things really fast. If you're somebody who doesn't want to be on that jury, don't you just claim that you're partial to one side or the other? Yeah, I'm a Black Lives Matter supporter, or yeah, I've got I believe that the father and son are, in the right on this one. To get yourself off. So then secondly, if you are the lawyers in this case, don't you have to worry about a stealth juror in this hot button of a case?
Oh, yeah, of course. And that's why you have to call hundreds and hundreds of people just to get down to 12. I don't know how long. Part of the problem here is also, this is the first round. This is not going to be a simple calling 40 people to a courtroom, put 12 in the box, do the thing, and in a couple of hours, you have a jury. I'm going to go on and on and on because they're doing it in multiple stages. This is like a first round. It's like a combine for jurors. It's a first round of who's even worth bothering with in the real final process. So yeah, I think it's just a matter. They'll have a jury. It's just a matter of how many days or. Let's get a news update from Jennifer Jones-Lee, and then we will continue with more Handle on the News. It's Kfi Am 640, live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app.
Well, more to the COVID booster shots are starting today. We'll talk more about this in just a second. The CDC signed off on those recommendations last night. Vice President Kamala Harris will be in New York today. She is pushing the president's infrastructure bill, and a woman in Pennsylvania is about to say cheers to 107 years. But literally, she'll be raising a glass, and she says her secret to a long life is drinking one beer every day. We'll take a look at your drive with Kfi in the Sky on the 118 next.
Save big. Go solar American style with Semper Solaris. Semper Solaris is your local veteran-owned solar and battery storage contractor. Add Tesla Powerwall and be ready for blackouts. We get the job done with esprit de corps and honor. Semper offers new AC systems with a lifetime warranty and new roofs with a 50-year warranty. We hire vets and give back to the community with our Semper Cares initiative. Go solar and declare your independence. No down, interest, or payments till 2023. Get the federal 26% solar and battery tax credit, $500 downloadable coupon, $500 off for military, first responders, and healthcare workers. Call 877-211-5591. That's 877-211-5591. Or visit SemperSolaris.com. 26% federal tax credit based on eligibility. Consult your tax advisor. Cannot be combined with any other offers. Some restrictions apply. New customers only. Call or see website for details. Expires 11/30/2021. CSW number 978-152.
Want auto insurance with great savings and peace of mind? The choice is clear. Auto insurance through the Auto Club. Get your free quote today at AAA.com/insurance. You could save an average of $537 a year.
SoCal weather from KFI. Looks like we're going to have a nice day, cooler than yesterday, with highs just mid-60s to the upper 70s. This report is brought to you by the Auto Club of Southern California. East Southern California Toyota Dealers Traffic Center. We make it easy. We're looking at the 118.
You betcha. Thanks, Ted. Yes, indeed. The eastbound 118 now coming out of Simi Valley into the San Fernando Valley and over towards around the 405 and 5. All that's a pretty good job. As a matter of fact, it got real popular. And the reason I lead with that is because of massive problems on the eastbound 101. I'll get to that in a second. I do want to tell you the rest of the drive in the valley, though. The south side is quite slow getting off that 118 going down to the 170. There's a problem just barely over to the right shoulder, south side at the 170 split. So just be careful if that's okay. South 405, boy, I loaded up really quick. Now it's pretty much Roscoe Boulevard up and over the hill. Now here comes a big problem. It's the eastbound 101 approaching Valley Circle on the downhill side with all lanes for a long time this morning. The right lane is the only lane that's open now, and it's just a parking lot back to the top of the hill. And Calabasas Road is not a good alternative. It's just as bad as the freeway at this point. So we're kind of at a minimum of alternatives to get around that one. Long time delays is the best description. East of that, pretty easy drive now all the way over towards Studio City. Now the rest of the base is looking okay. The drive towards LAX, well, it's getting busy. That's for sure. 605 across, but right now no crashes. Let's keep it that way. Injured in an accident. Visit Superwoman, superlawyer.com. Jeff Barr, KFI in the sky.
This report is sponsored by Driveway.com. Did you know? Driveway delivers new and used cars to the driveway of your choice. Start shopping at Driveway.com today. That's Driveway.com.
If you've been thinking about selling your house, but you're wondering, ooh, I wonder who's going to buy it. I know somebody who wants to buy your house. It's the fine folks at OpenDoor.com. The Open Door is the new fashioned way to sell your home. I just wish I'd known about them when we were selling our home a couple of years ago. OpenDoor.com would have taken all those stressful parts out of selling a house. All the prep work. We wouldn't have had to do the repairs ourselves or have people tromping through your house for the showing. See, when you go to OpenDoor.com, you answer some really simple questions about your house. Like how many square feet do you have? How many bedrooms? How many bathrooms? Really simple stuff. In just a few minutes, you get a competitive offer from OpenDoor.com. They take your information and compare it to the houses in the neighborhood. So I tried the process because I needed to see how all of it works, right? I was shocked by the offer they gave me for their house. It was way more than I thought this house was worth. So sell your home the new-fashioned way at OpenDoor.com/myoffer. You'll know how much you'll get. You know you can close when you are ready, and you can do everything online at OpenDoor.com. Offer eligibility varies. Open Door is represented by Open Door Brokerage Inc. License number 020611130 in California, and Open Door Brokerage LLC in its other markets. Sell your home the new-fashioned way at OpenDoor.com/myoffer.
Are you looking for a Medicare Advantage plan that lets you access out-of-network specialists without a referral? With the United Healthcare Medicare Advantage HMO POS plan, you get more of the extras you need with great benefits, like up to $200 yearly to buy over-the-counter products, routine eye exam, and $300 allowance towards eyewear, copays as low as $375 for hearing aids, and much more. With a $0 premium Medicare Advantage plan from United Healthcare, you'll get more care for your Medicare dollars. Take advantage. Call United Healthcare Healthcare today at 1-877-215-6533. TTY 711. And trust America's #1 health provider to help you find the right plan for you. Call United Healthcare at 1-877-215-6533. TTY 711. That's 1-877-215-6533. TTY 711. Benefits, features, or devices vary by plan and area. Limitations and exclusions apply.
Here's what you need to know about the Pfizer COVID-19 booster. Not everyone needs one. Those who should receive a booster are 65 and older, long-term care residents, and those 50 to 64 with underlying medical conditions. Consider a booster if you're 18 to 49 with underlying medical conditions, or 18 to 64 with a high risk of COVID exposure at work. Only get a booster if it's been at least 6 months since you received your second dose of Pfizer. Find a booster near you at myturn.ca.gov. Brought to you by the California Department of Public Health.
Thank you for calling Zero Res.
You guys get out of carpet?
Yes, sir. We specialize in removing that from carpet. Is there a lot?
Yeah, I did it myself with one of those rental machines, but it left everywhere. Now the carpet's stiff and crunchy.
Don't worry, sir. Zero Res can clean that up.
At Zero Res, shampoo is a dirty word. Only Zero Res cleans without shampoos and detergents, so your carpets are left soft and fluffy like the day they were installed. Book your cleaning today at ZeroSoCal.com.
Well, you've heard me talk about my friends at Sunday and how they can sell your home fast without any repairs, without the hassle of dealing with showings, realtors, cleaning, or making upgrades. Now Sunday has made the process even easier for those who want to sell a property fast. Contact Sunday for your free no-obligation cash offer. They're going to visit your property, take photos, and do a 3D walkthrough. They'll package your property details and send it to the thousands of local investors in their database who are actively looking to buy property. The average homeowner receives 12 offers on their property. It's quick and easy. Plus, you can close in as little as 10 days, or they have the flexibility to close in months. They can even give you a $20,000 cash advance, which will help with moving costs when you sell with Sunday. Go to Sunday.com, SUNDAE.com, or phone them, 800-25-OFFER. Get a free no-obligation cash offer at Sunday.com, SUNDAE.com. Sunday is California licensed real estate broker, DOE license number 020-88298. If people had freedom, they'd enjoy it. Why does freedom have a bad name? Why are people so willing to have the government micromanage their lives? It's really fascinating. I really wonder about that a lot. John and Ken, weekdays at 2. Why do you want the government to tell you what to do? On KFI. KFI AM 640 live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. Good morning, it's the Bill Handel Show. Bill's off today. The morning crew is here, and we're finishing up Handel on the News for you. The CDC says, hey, what the FDA says is fine with us. Booster shots of Moderna and Johnson & Johnson, that's cool. Mixing and matching your vaccines, that's cool too. So now it's a free-for-all. I don't mean that pejoratively. I'm just saying you have even more options in terms of getting a booster, for example, because now if you had Moderna, you can get a Moderna booster. If you had Johnson & Johnson, you can get a booster there. And then also, when you're looking for a booster, apparently you don't have to dance with the girl you brung. Because you could be a Pfizer person and get a Moderna top-off, or you could have been Johnson & Johnson and have yourself a nice Pfizer fling. You sort of make the booster shot sound funny. It's not the shot. It's not the shot. It's the regulators are allowing wanton promiscuity with regard to the viruses. All right? Look, the correct way to say all of this is, after looking at all the studies and the research and the data, they have decided that there's a high degree of interchangeability between these vaccines, since they all eventually do the same thing, basically stimulate a specific immune response to the coronavirus, that it is okay and there haven't been any problems with people getting different doses of different makers of vaccines. Or it's one of those crazy, swingers parties. Not a lot of sports parties in the 70s. All the vaccines put their keys in the bowl, pull out a key, and that's the jab you get. Wow. All right. I think I am extremely, no, not I think, I know I am extremely thankful that while the city of Melbourne in Australia sounds lovely, those people have been under COVID restrictions for 262 days. But as of midnight, woo, lockdowns were lifted. So they get some sort of normalcy now. But they say case numbers still high. Victoria recorded over 2,000 new infections Thursday. And they say up to 10 vaccinated people now can gather at home. Hairdressers, restaurants, and bars can now take in more customers. Retail stores can reopen, but only for outdoor businesses. And some of the business owners say this is ludicrous. Let us reopen and get people back in.
Yes, they are not phasing in, because they didn't just lift all the restrictions. They're phasing in the freedom. It's not happening because it was a rousing success, though. Because that number that you talked about of new cases is the second highest daily number since the start of the pandemic. So it's not that they beat it. This was their breaking point, basically, when they said we have to start opening up, even though we know it will mean more cases. And unfortunately, I mean, if you're whining about 2 weeks, I say shut up. But there's a point at which it is not sustainable to try to address this pandemic with lockdowns. It's not, and it never will be. And that's why here, for example, you're not seeing this kind of thing with lockdowns again, right? Mm-hmm. You're seeing, I did it, I said right. I know you're right. So you have vaccine mandates and you have mask mandates and those sorts of things. And people here are bitching and moaning and don't tread on me and all this stuff. And it's like, okay, I respect it. I really do. I respect the point of view and everything. Take a look at what happened over there. And you should instead of saying that the government is a tyrant, you should at least recognize they seem to be trying to use less restrictive means to allow everything to stay open. All right, are we going to end on that note, or is there something fun that we can end with?
Let's see. You want to end with...
Boy, I got to tell you, there's really nothing super fun that happened in the world in the last 24 hours.
Unless you have $60,000.
Oh, all right. Well, if you have $60,000 to start, you can get on a new cruise. Royal Caribbean is offering a world cruise 9 months on a ship, 150 separate destinations in 65 countries. You will see 11 great wonders of the world. They're calling it the ultimate world cruise. Also, their president said, it's the world cruise of world cruises. Okay. It'll start on, you have some time to plan or to save your ducats. Well, you probably have to book far in advance. It starts on December 10th, 2023, and you will be on that ship until September 10th, 2024. Honestly, if I was a money bag, I'd probably want to do something like that. Really? That is a heck of a thing to have done. You understand? But I don't know. To after you did it, to be able to say, oh yeah, I got on a ship, and then 9 months later I got off a ship, and I had been in 65 different countries, and I had seen these 11 amazing wonders of the world. Sure, but who's got 60 grand laying around? I don't know. That's probably for the really crappy cabin in the bowels of the ship.
Well, and that's what I'm thinking.
I'm sure the best cabin and the best package is going to crack 100 grand.
Well, that's what I'm thinking. 60,000, you're stuck in some crummy little room with the same people every single day for 9 months. Granted, I know you're off and on the ship, but the food's going to be the same. No thanks.
Wow.
You can have my ticket.
Even at that, not to sound elitist, but even at that level where everybody on there presumably is super rich and maybe, I don't know, behaves themselves? I'm probably wrong about that part, right?
I'd be annoyed.
In fact, they might even be more entitled and impossible than regular folks. All right, let's get a news update from Jennifer Jones-Lee, and then we will continue the Bill Handel Show. It's KFI AM 640 live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app.
If you find a smart device that can't play KFI, maybe it's time to replace it.
KFI.
And KOST HD2.
Los Angeles, Orange County.
Live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app.
Dodgers stay alive. I'm Jennifer Jones, leading live from the KFI 24-hour newsroom. Let's get all the glorious game details from KFI's Wayne Rushnick.
Last night's NLCS Game 5 was do or die for the Dodgers, and things didn't start so great. Joe Kelly left his bullpen start in the first inning against Atlanta with bicep tightness, and he'd already given the Braves a 2-0 lead. Then in the second, the LA rally began with A.J. Pollock.
0-1. There's a shot to left. Well hit. On its way, and Pollock has hit it out.
And then Chris Taylor flipped the lead.
He's delivered. And that one is hammered to left. And it's on its way. And it is gone. A home run. Just like that, the Dodgers have a 3-2 lead. Home run Pollock. Single Pujols. Two-run home run for Taylor.
Pollock went on to hit another dinger, Taylor 2 more, and the Dodgers saved their place in the NLCS with an 11-2 victory over the Braves. Game 6 set for tomorrow in Atlanta. I'm Wayne Resnick, KFI Sports.
Authorities are investigating an accidental shooting that has killed one person and hurt another on a movie set in New Mexico. Actor Alec Baldwin was filming a scene for his new Western movie Rust when it happened. He was using a prop gun. Studio Services armorer Larry Zanoff says typically live ammunition is not allowed on movie sets.
In the television and movie industry, we exclusively use blanks on set. Those are cartridges that do not have a projectile.
The movie cinematographer was killed and the director was hurt. Baldwin was seen in tears afterwards. The LAPD is looking into an alleged sexual assault at a USC fraternity. KFI's Blake Crowley says the school has put the frat on temporary suspension.
The school says the Sigma Nu fraternity can't throw any parties or host any type of activity at this point.
School officials say they've also received reports that people in the fraternity put drugs into drinks at parties, which could have led to more sexual assaults. Environmentalists say 2 anti-drilling resolutions in Orange County represent a chance to get offshore drilling banned permanently. Surfrider Foundation's Bill Hickman says the city resolutions are symbolic, but show that local communities want to end drilling.
We're calling for cancellation of all the federal leases that are existing, and we're calling on the governor and legislators here in California to take action and help protect our state waters as well.
Hickman says the resolution passed this week in Huntington Beach opposes any new drilling, but he says the resolution passed in Laguna Beach calls for a ban on new or existing drilling. Almost a dozen geese that swallowed fishing hooks or got tangled in fishing lines have been released in Huntington Beach.
Wetlands and Wildlife Care Center Executive Director Debbie McGuire says the rehabilitated birds had to wait a couple extra weeks because of the oil spill.
We were the triage center for all the oiled birds that were getting collected.
She says so far dozens of different species of oiled birds have been recovered.
32 live, 76 deceased.
She says first the oil is cleaned out of the bird's eyes, mouth, and nares, or nostrils. Then they're sent to another center for further wash and conditioning.
I'm really pleased that the numbers were so low.
She says they were expecting thousands of oiled birds. In Huntington Beach, Corbin Carson, KFI News.
The LA County Health Department says more than 3.5 million people are eligible for a COVID-19 booster shot.
Health Director Barbara Ferrer says the eligibility is based on the time lapse from a person's second shot for Pfizer and Moderna and a single shot from Johnson & Johnson.
We estimate that 1.7 million residents in LA County received their second dose of Pfizer at least 6 months ago. 1.5 million received their second Moderna dose.
Ferrer says 470,000 people who got the J&J are eligible. Ferrer says for those who qualify for the booster, more than 1,300 vaccine locations are set up around the county, and there are 344 mobile sites. Gregory, KFI News.
And a report by the Federal Reserve says COVID-19 vaccine mandates are hurting the job market. The central bank says the vaccine mandates are one of the main reasons that companies are having problems finding new hires. Researchers say hospitality, retail, transportation, and manufacturing sectors have been especially impacted by the mandate. We're looking at your drive on the 101.
All right, listen up now. If you're just joining us, thank you for letting us ride along with you. But there's going to be breaking news to us been going on since pre-dawn. Listen up. Eastbound 101, downhill shot just before Valley Circle and Mulholland. It was all lane shut down for a long time. Now only the right lane has been open, but the backup, and it truly is a parking lot, really, not inching along, barely inching along, I should say. But from Las Turcias, those are long time delays. Using the road over to Calabasas Road, well, working big on Calabasas Road, then that too is jammed. Now, the big alternate coming away from Well Thousand Oaks for the Simi Valley is the eastbound 118. That's good, but now we're headed over to a reported problem around the 185 interchange. I can tell you that South 405 is not a good place to be. Once you get off the 118, that's jammed now from Roscoe up and over the hill. Even the South 5 is slow. Now, again, you pursue the Los Angeles Basin. Better news here. First, the 710, that's in good shape. Eastbound 105 going over to a very busy LAX. It's just slow, all lanes open. If you're in an accident, visit superlawyer.com. Jeff Bauer, AFI Midway.
If you want out of your house, moving, downsizing, you have financial issues, maybe you've inherited, so you list it with a broker, and that means all of the cleaning and paving and repairing and paying big fees. So let me give you another way of doing it. You get a fair price without any of that. Buyer never walks through your house, there's never an appraisal, no commission, and you can get paid in cash within 10 days or less if you need it. That's directbuyers.com. That's the company that Janet and Matt, brother and sister, own, and I love the way they do business. They'll never lowball you. They're just honest folks. And let me tell you, a lot of schmucks in this industry, and that's not what they are. They'll give you an honest, no-obligation offer, and even offer a $15,000 cash advance before closing. Go to directbuyers.com. That's directbuyers.com. Call 844-242-SELL. 844-242-SELL. Directbuyers.com.
The California RV Show is at DDRV.com. Travel trailers, fifth wheels, cabins, jeeps, and motorhomes. All new models with show-stopping pricing. Rents on site to approved deals. The California RV Show. DDRV.com with the 452 Westminster.
I'm attorney Darren Cavanoki from 1-800-NO-CUPS. Can you do the alphabet backwards? YSWV. Yeah, try doing that by the side of the road. So if you get pulled over, don't win it. Call us at 1-800-NO-CUPS.
Your Kfi Financial Report is brought to you by Bay Alarm. The Dow is up 101, S&P is flat, Nasdaq down 62, and the average price of a gallon of unleaded gas in California is $4.54.
Bay Alarm Advanced Video Security proactively protects your property, stopping crime before it starts.
Partly cloudy today, the high mid-60s to right at 70 at the beaches and for Metro LA and OC, and just the mid to upper 70s for the valleys and the 55 in Orange, 56 in Laguna Beach, 52 in Arizona, 46 right now in Santa Clarita. TV Local, live from the KFI 24-hour newsroom. I'm Justin Jones Lee.
Good morning, this is the Bill Handel Show. Bill Talk today, Wayne Resnick sitting in, and happy to speak to Jim Ryan, ABC News correspondent with the latest on the discovery of Brian Ronzi's remains. Good morning, Jim.
Good morning. The discovery was made on Wednesday, not by FBI agents, not by sheriff's deputies, but by the parents of Brian Ronzi as they were walking in a Carlton Reserve on the edge of that reserve where they knew that they were hunted.
That's a
So a
crazy
month
thing.
ago,
Good.
he, even under suspicion about the
How's his
death of
arbitrage?
his
But yes,
fiancée,
yes,
Gabby
security
Castillo,
features.
Wyoming,
Good.
decided that he would go for a hike.
Yeah,
The
All
parents,
star.
through their attorney, said that they were very upset, concerned that he was doing that, but still they didn't report it to the sheriff's department for a couple of days. Raising a lot of questions, but now we do know the FBI has confirmed through dental records that the remains were found on Wednesday are those of Brian Ronzi.
Now, they're describing his remains as skeletal. Do you know if they were completely skeletal or partly skeletal? What, like, do we have any more information on the condition of his body?
No, not really. Keep in mind that it was exposed to the elements out there for